I still believe there's a lot more to cover after doing 3 hours of mind-blowing things. Uh, I'm a personality type right here, Earth plus Wind, that's kind of naturally introvert. But most importantly, what I did in the very end is start mapping out different perspectives and learning personality types in the first place. That is the first and most important thing to map out. Just understanding how to drill into people's behavior and really make it look predictable. And you can read a person very quickly, or tap into their personality very quickly, and understand what they're all about, and what even gonna be the dynamic of your relationship. You still cannot predict if you mistreat like a level, like a tier of a person. So if someone is garbage, they're gonna be garbage either way, despite having a certain personality, despite even having a very specific, successful time for their personality to shine, because there's always a different time for different people. Despite all that, you can still be an asshole. And now, I'll be able to hate on that. Now, I'll be able to be the first one to point the finger, and nobody likes people like that, who are capable of actually seeing the flaws. Because sometimes these flaws, whether I can point at them or not, they get outshadowed by other successes around me. And people who might be extrovert might be gravitating towards success a lot easier and navigating through the map, while I can only just treat everything as equal and only see like what is above normal and what is below normal. It's really complicated process, okay? And this might just be, again, the highest tier you can get in life. And what I'm preparing right now myself for is this weird transition between being rich or poor. You kind of switch that. You switch the introvert to extrovert. You don't change your personality, but you change the way that your personality kind of works. Or you can imagine, I've been accumulating using the wind. It gets sucked into earth. Okay, it's a weird dynamic, but this is why certain people are introverts, and it's a 50-50 split as well. My personality generates a resource that gets sucked into my core personality. So my core personality gets bigger and bigger. My ego grows bigger over time, while the extroverts actually act as they have big egos, but they don't actually have them. They just have to use their egos until they have literally nothing left. They turn into little ants that are super easy to influence. And then they have to start reflecting of all the experience they have gathered, just like introverts have to reflect of everything they have created for themselves as their personality has been expanding. I've been expanding in different places, creating different things for myself. And I was constantly monitoring this whole process as I was mapping myself as well. And now I know that eventually I should be preparing myself for like this switch where I turn semi-extrovert just because other people gonna push a spotlight on me and like ask me to maybe simplify my content, maybe collaborate with more people who know how to do this stuff and know what I need, maybe like balance myself out. So I basically learn how to plug myself into the fire without hurting myself too much. understanding that, okay, I have matured, I can now provide a product, and a product would be fire? Or can I sell just earth? Just myself? There's plenty of mystery here. You know, if I have ego, I have accumulated my own ego. Can I sell this? Or is it too personalized too? Like, what are the dynamics here? How do you go from poor to rich? Naturally. So maybe we'll be able to uncover this. This is still a huge mystery. I can only try and detect who is introvert or who is extrovert. Someone like PewDiePie, he's not an introvert. As weird as it seems, he has a struggle to build a good team for himself. I think... Okay, never mind. So, yeah, I'll every single time I put one example down, there's a bunch of other examples that I have to navigate through and make sure that they align. They're neatly organized. Everything is neatly organized. I really have to make sure it all works together. It all makes sense. I'm the only person who can get as close to logic as possible, simply because I hold the entire map of perspectives, and every single time I find something new, I can test using every single perspective possible, and I'll get better and better at this, technically. So potentially, I think the way I want to treat this is my product is earth, while an extrovert product is fire. Earth, fire, your product will still be fire. Or maybe not. Maybe your product is still earth. If that's your core personality, that's your product. Except fire purifies this product and wind amplifies. Purify or amplify. So you're pretty much presenting yourself as a product into the world, either way you look at it, and you have to learn your personality, either way you look at it, and that's why people think therapy is important. Life coaching is important, mixed with therapy. I don't know. There's no pure definition right now, I don't think, but you just need someone to break your personality down, tell you who you are, what's you supposed to actually be doing, and how much you're deviating from that path. Obviously you always make sure to get 50-50 in terms of any trade. You split in the middle, right? So if someone tells you you should be doing complete opposite, you probably just pause and slow down in that case, and then you choose, because it's too complicated to split in the middle, because it just completely stops you or slows you down. But either way, if something even slows you down, you still split in order to stop and resolve this conflict, honestly. You don't want anything to slow you down at all. So, but yeah, most importantly, if someone is trying to just push you a few degrees off your path, maybe it's worth taking that advice, especially from people who you might even pay for their advice in the first place. You might need... Now, if you're not moving forward in life, that's the first advice that you should get. Just move forward. If you feel you're not doing enough, it's probably correct. You know, you just do more, but also be more satisfied with what you're doing, with whatever direction you feel like you're going. It's like you can imagine a whole map of gravity points, sometimes pulling you, sometimes pushing you. Sometimes the world can be like a uncontrollable place as well. So you have to just be satisfied as long as it feels that you can take all the credit for your work. That means you're improving, or enough credit to make you feel satisfied. You're still improving. So this gravitational game of where you end up for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year, where you end up settling down, what kind of communities, what kind of people, this never stops progressing and changing, this map. So I don't have like a super rigid perspective, because I know there's always the fog of war. Anyone can stab you in the back. But being an introvert, I know I wouldn't stab anyone in the back. That's fucking stupid for anyone else to expect, just because they don't understand how these dynamics work. It's kind of interesting. Just because they find a silent person, or like overly silent person, because I would be very creative and open to be explored as a person, but at school I couldn't. I had nothing to do. I just wanted to go back and do my thing, and maybe pick up a few extra skills if school is providing anything. But like, that was the most traumatizing experience ever. Filled with nothing, filled with disappointment. It's compared to like where I am right now. It's just, you can bomb that place, I wouldn't feel a thing. The only thing I would be concerned about is like, well, I can attach to people if they're willing to be actual people. It's like, we spend time together now with teachers, with classmates, like all these people, and they're just gonna throw it away. That's even more traumatizing. Not only school is traumatizing, but people's behavior towards the co-traumatized people around them, like the people that I can't say co-workers, but we can say mates. We can just say mates or authorities. You spend time with them, and they have to appreciate that. We have to keep up with each other at that point, because the feelings don't go away. They just never go away. It's impossible. Unless you're an extrovert and you're trying to purify yourself as hard as possibly you can, and that's the stupidest thing ever. I'm not even sure how extroverts operate in that sense. This purify sense. Purify priest. Let's go. Purify Hearthstone. Hearthstone purified itself from Ben Brode. That's the best meme ever, dude. Best deck ever. Does not include Ben Brode anymore. Oh well. So there's that aspect. So we're gonna talk about that as best as we can. Introverts and extroverts. So we can make that split, and it's interesting. It's 50-50 split. It's different personalities with different dynamics. Purifying or accumulating power. That's it. If you purify power, that's cool. You know, it's still more organized. Still, you can still do that initial punch as an extrovert, but as an introvert, you pick up on people's weaknesses. You accumulate that power, and then you land the final hit. And is the question of like, does aggro win or does tempo win? That's literally the only question here. Does more aggressive thing wins? Of course, it's going to be landing in the middle somewhere. It's always going to be a middle ground, and that's the crazy part. Is like, we use that middle to determine how to even generate our own personalities. I don't even know how it all starts, you know? How are you born into this world? How do you pick up all these abilities? Like, this is as deep as it gets, but it's important. Not your personal history, but how do we just logically do it naturally? How are we constructed so far? And how are we going to be able to see the difference over time? The reason why I care about personality so much is that's how you read people. That's how I map people, and I can like just understand what the identity is of bigger things, because now I can identify people. I can also identify their behavior, what they're gravitated to, and that gravity point, let's say programming, is going to grab a bunch of different personalities, but it's still going to mainly grab a specific personality or a specific type of skill requirement that some personalities like more than others. Like, it's fairly simple, but at the same time it just gets weirder. It gets weirder because when you see groups of people, most of the time people just don't want to belong to anything. Honestly, even I myself, like, well, yeah, I did programming. Does that mean anything? Does that mean I don't want to escape? Does that mean that it's not a prison sentence if I don't like it? If it's not my passion? That gets crazy really fast. The most crazy thing is balancing what makes you money. Obviously, that's the only thing that will actually make you rich. While the money itself is a super complicated concept, because some people are born where money doesn't matter much, so you don't pick up skills to save up money, to appreciate it, to invest it. You kind of lose all that. If you're born rich, if you're born poor, you're too stressed out about it, and you see the world in a much darker way. A lot less opportunities are open to you. You kind of have a fear of greed, a fear of people backstabbing you, just the fear in general that you can lose something, and you lose even more opportunities. You just you're struggling, but at the same time you're picking up crazy amount of skills. So either way, there are opportunities to normalize all of this shit in your life. And technically, when you're born into something, nothing really matters. Nothing really comes into like as a huge impact to your life unless you get knocked out just randomly. That's the worst. I can't explain that, but I can explain that being rich or being poor does not make a difference for quite a long time, until you start making your decisions, your family, you're building up that thing. Then, as if you're poor and you are making a family, you're grabbing too many responsibilities just to make yourself entertain or something, just to escape boredom. If you're doing some bad decisions and you're still poor, you're destroying your own life, and you're destroying people around you too. Because let's say I am born into a family of shitty parents, and they still, after I'm born, they still continue destroying themselves. They still continue being poor and self-destructive in their behavior of how they treat themselves being poor. Right? It doesn't matter what your traits are, but it's how you deal with them. It's just, that's it. You have to appreciate every second of your life. Either way, you know, effort matters a lot more in the end. Effort is like literally it, because that's what life is made out of. Literally effort. Literally every single action that you make consciously makes up life eventually. And I'm highlighting consciously because sometimes you end up making mistakes. And that means you have not put in enough consciousness despite you have been presented with a certain requirement of it, right? You have a certain amount of strength that you need. You can't wield this weapon right now. You have to be stronger. Why is that a requirement? Because your fucking bones will break. Or get outslotted. I don't remember the word, dude. But you're gonna damage yourself by wielding something that has a high requirement. Okay, that is too heavy for you. That you just don't know how to control. You buy a car, you don't know how to control, you're gonna crash it. If you get drunk, you're gonna crash it. If you text and drive, you're gonna crash it. You're just wielding something that requires a lot of consciousness, and even then you might crash it after spending too much consciousness on something that did not matter. Even over time you can crash yourself, which is much worse than a car. So either way, yeah, when you crash the car in a quick way, you can get damaged very badly. Now it's up to luck to decide your fate. If you do it over time, the luck is not as involved, but the damage is so much greater. It's just over time, so you have enough time to escape, have enough time to learn the truth of your lack of consciousness, of how you use things. So it just, wow, right? You have to be so fucking careful. But at the same time, I'm not a purifier personality. I will paralyze you with my insights. You have to figure out how to purify all of this shit that I'm talking to you. And even help me purify myself. You know? Ask me why certain things matter. And keep drilling into it. Because only through effort can you win this war. Okay? You cannot just be like, oh, what, wah, and turn into a fucking duck, okay? A big duck. Hopefully not a dick, okay? But certainly someone very, very, very annoying already. If you just ask the same question or put down many, many question marks and make me explain myself, which I always do, you know. I have to explain myself by default. It doesn't make sense if I don't explain myself. It doesn't help me if I don't explain myself, because I do recognize how powerful effort is, and how I have to maintain my tier 4 existence, level of consciousness. As comparing to other people, if you stay sober for long enough, you will be stronger as well. And that's it. But at the same time, you have to do that other type of work. And potentially what I'm doing with every single video, I am projecting extroversion with myself. I'm trying to find the perfect balance of, after I did a lot of collecting of data, of videos, YouTube videos I watched, I collect all of this, and I project just enough to make myself feel satisfied and purified, because now I have to compare what kind of information is important to the viewers, right? To the outsiders, to just general public. What would be important? So it really helps me doing these videos to challenge myself and purify myself. Being extrovert certainly has that perk. It's very simple, and if you can balance both of these things, if you can have both of these personalities within your range of your own core personality, something that you probably can't escape. I mean, as sad as it is, you're digging a hole for yourself, and why try? Why try hard to escape something Are you gonna turn into a tree? I don't think so. Other people want power as well, so they're gonna find you and use you, and you have to resist that, or also consider doing the same as they do. Mirror or resist. It's that simple. You have to just respect other people as well, because you might not be able to escape your personality whatsoever. You might be able to bend it, to purify it on special occasions. It's almost like every single video is a celebration, and that's how I'm supposed to treat it. I'm supposed to sit down, it's a hot chair, I have to talk as long as possible, and just play with those concepts that I already accumulated, and just keep them purifying so I become a better person in general. But yeah, I don't think you can break your boundaries that easily. If you're born Earth, you're just born an angry person. It might be sometimes funny, it might be sometimes sad, but you're just generally angry. And you don't like a lot of things, but it's somehow cute. Because you highlight the beauty of something. So if you're angry about it, it's cute because like you want it to improve. You're pushing something forward. You're pushing something else into the spotlight. So it's like instead of you being in the spotlight and being this nasty little angry guy, you're turning yourself quickly into something cute and not just respectable, like likable, like really likable. So that's why I don't want to show myself on the camera. That's just kind of fucking lame. It's just extra work, extra rendering, extra data. And you should just in tune and listen very closely, okay? And read very carefully what I have. Like, yeah, you can read my emotions, that's cool. That helps. But I should be put into an even more intense spotlight, where I do have to show myself off, but I also have to trust it. It's just completely different resource that I don't give a fuck to present. I just instead present something cute. Other things. This is why I'm probably best being YouTube CEO, because I just gonna pick up the entire map and present it to you instead of myself. But it's not a video essay. I'm still a person you can trust. First of all, you still can get to know me. You just shouldn't worry about it too much. I want you to worry enough to where you can trust me, and then that's it. And then you're gonna be happy for a face reveal or something, like whatever. But let's move past that real quick. It's a little bit too awkward. I like how it works, but it's now getting awkward. So let's just walk through the points that I already set up, because I try to record things and the charger keeps bailing on me, but it's kind of like it gets too hot, and that's it. I got myself a third charger. It works flawlessly. The only part is like I get a notification my computer is too hot, it doesn't charge anymore, and I have to let it rest. It's an old computer now, dude. That's how it's gonna get worse and worse. So I have to make that leap of faith to get a new computer again. Eventually, I have to accumulate some kind of activity at least that brings me wealth or resource. It doesn't matter. Like, you can sell anything. You can, I don't know. It's actually quite complicated, I think. As much as I've mapped out the world, I still didn't pick up anything valuable that you can do, that people definitely gonna be paying for you and buy from you, just because you're part of the internet and you're bringing something valuable and you're gonna be easily discovered. That stuff is right now as vicious as it gets, because people are willing to exploit as much as they want. I'm not a person that wants to exploit, because as I accumulate all these perspectives, I don't want to break them or become enemies with perspectives, okay? So, doing a scam, I know how many people it offends in the end. It just shuts you down so badly. Despite you have accumulated some wealth out of that, despite you being able to find people who appreciate it, your reputation is ruined. But most importantly, your inner reputation with yourself is ruined. The fact that you will be fighting yourself constantly and reminding yourself this epic trauma that you had, or someone else can remind you for it. And it's going to be very difficult to actually fight back against this. I don't know. I could never broke that part where like, oh, I can't become a scammer. It's probably a very specific environment. It's like a mafia environment where you become a part of a group of people who are trying to exploit something, and you just go for it. Yeah, so I just got interrupted. It's fucking stupid. Let's just begin. So it's gonna get a little bit boring because I have to go through all of this and bring my memory back. It's gonna cut the story a little bit. But customer is always wrong. I can only observe things as a customer and give a little bit more data and feedback on what might be the issue, while the service has to pick up all this stuff and try to make the best of it, try to get my dreams come true. And well, it was a good solution of like, well, I get a guarantee for the charger that I bought, and I got a better one, and now I can see a purified version of the problem that I had. And this was the whole frustration, is just the charger that turns into disaster over time. Like, I don't know how it works, why it heats up, why you cannot handle that small amount of heat. It's scary, dude. Why do I even have to deal with this shit? Why did I bought a laptop, to be honest? But, I mean, I wouldn't be able to go back home without a laptop. I would have preferred money, by any means, but going back with a laptop is still pretty good. I don't know, it's just, I wouldn't do it anymore. Laptops are not worth it. That's all I can say to you guys. Laptops, not worth it. Absolutely. And don't even build your own computer either. Just let it happen. Don't worry about that stuff at all, because it's just one thing in your life. You're gonna pay for it. Hopefully it works. And if something doesn't work, you can always ask service to improve it. And that's it. To fix it, replace it, blah blah blah. And it's a lot easier to work with stationary computers in that sense, because they're built for the exact same thing, where everything is kind of replaceable or upgradable. Sometimes that's what you need. Yeah, I mean, over time you might need a few upgrades too. It's just laptop is probably the worst decision of my life. Let's put it this way. And I've spent a lot of money and effort to earn that money. So like, fuck that shit. It was not good. And I wish someone would pay me back for that experience that I just shared. You know? If someone is struggling the same way, like, no, just make a station, because a lot of things gonna start breaking if you have a portable thing, first of all, that has a lot of things attached to it. Even USBs can break eventually, but the worst thing is like this stupid charging. Oh my god. And the Samsung just reached the peak bullshit when it comes to charging. Not only the pin is super tiny and easily bendable, but also it just plugs straight instead of a 90 degrees plug, which is insta kill. Basically, it's an insta kill. You touch it and it dies. So definitely, it's not a laptop anymore with that type of charging. Okay, you have to understand that. Why am I so frustrated? It's not portable anymore. That's all I'm saying. So that's very interesting, I would say. And the moment the charger does not work, laptop loses pretty much 70% of its performance, maybe 50 at best. So it's just not worth it. I might be wrong as a customer because I asked for it, but now I have this experience that I have to deal with. Don't buy laptops. Just don't do it. No. There's probably never the case when you need one in the first place, unless it's very fucking reliable and very needed for a very specific case that I can't even imagine. Like, you use your laptop to program other computers or something, that sort of stuff, to hack into other computers. Maybe then it's useful. Okay, fuck yeah, dude. But maybe you should kill yourself, because I don't know you and I don't want to know you. Fuck it, kill that job real quick. So did hatred destroy my life now? And also, you need to earn life first to be able to destroy it in the first place. You know? If you're born in a shitty place, or not, as you can tell, you have to pick up the skills to earn an actual life, to earn actual credit, where you're responsible now. Your responsibility matters now. Everything you do matters. You finally broke through with your effort. You broke through where things you do actually matter, despite you not being rewarded for it. Doesn't matter. It's just being able to be proud of yourself, regardless. You know, it's like you successfully created yourself a military man out of yourself without your, and the training was yours too. Everything is yours. If you can reach that level, then you have earned life. Then you can maybe even start making more life, okay? That's when you might be able to make a family. But even that's kind of stretchy. The family are for people who have idols like myself, who establish and earn life. I myself, I have so much life that I don't want to just waste it, you know? I want to first see what the investment looks like. And, you know, I still protect myself, because there are laws out there that grab your wealth based on just who you had a funny little accident with. So, or just their family members, or they're gonna accuse you of assault, or just some stupid shit happens. You have to be constantly protected from that, and so it is best to stay a virgin. Okay, are you still a virgin by using a condom? You know, that's the question, because the reality is, like, this thing is so edgy. If you're not playing with fire, and instead you're playing with, like, what, matches? Some form of fire that you cannot get burned by? Are you really playing with fire? Can you really say to anyone else, I played with fire? No. You just play with matches. And there's, again, different levels of playing with the simulation of fire. How much fire are we talking about here, you know? So the same way virginity means absolutely nothing. It's just some kind of trope thing that people came up with because the experience is so ingrained in society, and you want to break that experience down as like an Easter egg that you just found. but it's probably gonna traumatize you unless you did it so safely that even your parents have been watching you while you do it, one way or the other. It's just so uncomfortably safe that it just literally doesn't matter. It's like Americans have to do it at age of 17. They just have to. That's their culture. So I'm like, wow, okay. Now, that's about earning life, the skills, the things you do, and most importantly, playing with fire and claiming the skill after you do it. Playing with danger. Because then you learn what danger is and how to control it, how to avoid it, how much you want to have in your life. After you secure your life, you might want to introduce a little bit of danger to get yourself stronger every time. It's just that's where you get all the experience from, all the risks you take. Eventually, you know that through effort you can even resurrect yourself from various burns and screws. Like small little damage, okay? Scratches on your body, let's put it that way. You can recover from that. So that's not a big risk to take. But if something damages you and then damages you continuously, and something not you can't recover from, that's a huge risk to take. It's pretty obvious. So in order to earn life, you have to manage that specifically. Okay? So that's why I talked about this stupid virgin thing. One more time just to put it to rest. And seeing it as a perspective of like, oh yeah, it's just American culture. Being very aggressive with making sure that you have this experience, but it's also as safe as possible. So it's not exactly a big deal, okay? It shouldn't be a big deal, but people are just like, they buy some toy car as children, and they want to brag about it because they got it finally. Wow, I fucking got it. This is fucking stupid. Especially if they cheated it in the first place. They would brag about their car if they actually stole it from a fucking shop. You know, if there's a trend of stealing something, that's not a good trend. That's not a good thing to brag about either. But criminals just love bragging about shit. So that's a really tricky trend. Bragging is not exactly always good, because it's filled with criminals also bragging about their stupid shit. Okay? It's very difficult to brag in the first place. You will find that the hard way, I guess, if you want to. Because I can't really explain it. It's more of an experience thing. So we're probably gonna bump into some people who are full of brags, okay? And we're gonna break them down as like, well, what they're bragging about is probably a scam, probably something they stole. So very likely, honestly, because what bragging doesn't give anything. It just gives you exchanges you your effort into a little bit of attention. It's like, well, you just normally do it, you know, regardless of what life you live in, you will get attention for just being different, going through a different kind of life. People want to know you naturally. So like, what's the point of grabbing attention through bragging? You know, what's the point of grabbing the entire spotlight? It's not gonna help. It eventually gonna highlight your weaknesses too, and you're gonna start being, well, you traumatized again and unhappy again. So yeah, that's cool. That's interesting. We're gonna explore that as well. Essentially, I was thinking like, okay, there might be a okay, so in the previous video I explained that I want to know better what I'm gonna be doing for the next season. Oh no, I did not explain. Wow. Okay. So I have to explain it all over again. It's, as you can tell, I'm mixed up as hell. So we're just gonna follow through the points, and I'm gonna explain you guys something also just as cool as everything else. Did hatred destroy my life? Yes. People have problems regardless of what tier they are on. Okay? So it just simply means you can help almost anyone ever. You can be a good, positive impact in their lives. So that's it. It's an opportunity for other people to step in and tweak my personality just a little bit. Help me out just a little bit. I don't need much. Nobody needs too much. Nobody wants too much. So I have like skin issues, for example. Maybe some hygiene inconsistencies. Something I'm insecure about that. I want to see more people, clean themselves, or just appreciate my uncleanliness, and so they normalize it with their habits. Like, that's first. I have maybe some back issues. My back constantly cracking because first I sit down in a shitty position where I'm like, I roll myself into a little ball. Let's put it that way. So my back is not straight, and then I straighten it up and it starts cracking and shit. And it's kind of scary. Also, I have like problems with my eyesight. A little bit of problems with my teeth, but I don't think that's maybe it is a big deal, but it's something that wisdom teeth did to me. So I give all the blame to them. I don't give a fuck. I just hope it doesn't smell bad. And most importantly, because of all these physical problems, I try not to be in public too much. I just don't like that. Worrying about that is kind of not my thing. But if someone has patience to help me, I can be helped on this specific issue. I can be helped even more than that, obviously. I don't have a girlfriend. I'm lonely. I sleep on a shitty bed. It seems still uncomfortable. It could still damage my back. There's so many reasons why my physical problems are not the end of my problems. They could be just a ways to start introducing myself and what actual problems I have, right? Because maybe I'm physically also not fit. Potentially because I'm lonely. You have to take that a person's body, and you can start unlocking what problems you might want to fix, and you will start discovering things about them. It's kind of cool now that I looked at it. And yeah, hatred does destroy my life because it's not a wholesome life. Okay, just by holding a personality, you can't just become a perfect person. You have to generate that personality in a way that you are a part of a system. Let's put it that way. So energy flows through you, not into you, not out of you. It flows through you regardless. You're connected in one way or the other. Okay? And you can tune both of those in and out, right? And again, I said how people do it. Some personalities do the introvert thing where they suck in more energy, and the outroverts or extroverts, they exhale more energy. They burn more energy out. So it's different strategies, but it's the same thing basically. Energy flows through you, right? It's just how the fuck do you figure it out for yourself? And obviously, extroverts gonna see, the thing is, extroverts accumulate energy. Now that I see it as a flow of energy, extroverts would get more energy over time, but they wouldn't actually use it, or they wouldn't even display it as a part of their identity until they get the ability to release that energy. Alright? That's when they try to display that beauty of themselves But for myself, I would be almost like a person that would impress you by how much information I can suck in, how much I can overwatch, how many people I can hug all at once, basically, and relate to them. That's my ability of how much energy I can suck in, and not a lot of it is released. Not a lot of it is like spectacular or useful for everyone else, but it is impressive. It is something you can reach for, as those two extremes get displayed to you by different personality types. That's what you learn from. And I just gave you guys a perspective again. Now, because I'm tier 4, I'm often going to put myself in that position. As right now, I'm releasing energy, so I'm recording myself as I'm doing it, and I'm not actually accumulating it, but I am displaying still how much I have accumulated. The release of energy is more of an ability to connect my personality and show it. So it's very important, but it doesn't change jack shit at all. I'm still an introvert, talking about myself, of what I accumulated, and how I managed to organize it. Instead of purifying. Purifying is a different process than organizing. Okay, it's a filter process. It's actually quite easier, just like accumulating information is easy. Purifying information is also easy, but organizing is that true effort that makes up knowledge itself. So that's the one that I'm trying to highlight the most. That's the one that is worth highlighting in the first place. Whether you organizing experience or input, explosions, right, or art. I don't know. It's still the same thing. Yeah, I'm just... See, the thing that I'm getting into right now, I'm talking about trying to equalize things as neatly as possible. As neatly as it gets. Equality is like super high tier virtue in life. As much hatred as it now gets, just because people try too hard to equalize things, I will try even harder. That's gonna be the biggest show this year, is me equalizing every single team that I have created, but they have different levels of influence, right? And I want to tap into those teams and force an equality in them, in every single one. Just force them to look around the same range of points. Let's say no more than 500 difference from the point that I set. Let's say it's the middle is 3,500 and nobody gets above or below 3,000 or 5,000, 4,000 I mean. So those are the limits, and nobody breaks them. That's what I would try to achieve. So if something like slacking off, PewDiePie, Shane Dawson slacking off, I'll try to readjust their teams and buff them up and reinvent their identities just to make sure we find equality regardless, as best as we can. We find that equality, find that ultimate satisfaction of seeing, well, everyone get fair share of everything. And now I just lost. Okay. So here you go. Equality. And now the next theme, the theme for the next year, this year was Battle Royale team, and it's not gonna become next year because it's already done. Technically, you pick up a project, it's done. Next year I have to do something completely different, a completely new theme. And I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pick up a hammer of entire YouTube and see what happens. see if I can change people into something different. And I'm just gonna call it T-Series, because T looks like a hammer. And it's the greatest channel of all time, just because it has so much subscribers. Well, fuck that shit, you know? Because it's so profitable to have #1 channel every time, and I am YouTube CEO, I can probably buy it, you know? I can buy it. Is that a problem? Do I hear a problem? Oh, PewDiePie's not the #1 anymore? Then I can buy it, okay? Then I can certainly buy that channel, and it's gonna be beautiful, okay? It's gonna resolve everything very quickly. Now, I'm gonna be the most subscribed person. I'll have to learn Indian language. That's not a positive, by the way. Maybe Indian energy is what I have to learn, and just scam the entire fucking rest of the world. Become the ultimate scam of all time. Just scam it, man. Pick up YouTube. Pretend to be an Indian in the first place, so everyone knows, like, oh, he's just Indian scammer. Yeah, that's exactly what I am right now. Because I pick up so much energy from that, listening to that music, and that's it. Because you have to think about it this way. The reason why Indian content is so powerful, not just because it's a huge population and they have to agree to it, but this high population has to live with each other, and they have to like something in common. And the best common thing is, like, well, music always gonna be. Okay, so they push that through. They collect that. They created a company that actually works. And I want to see what's the power level of that company deep down. If you tune into their music, maybe I'm gonna learn how to wield that hammer of YouTube and start making changes. Just insta changes of what is your self-esteem and how you use it. I don't even know, dude. I am not prepared to tell you what the next year theme is gonna be, because I don't even know how the hammer is gonna work. I'm gonna be stressing days until I figure it out. Because, like, okay, I know the basic concept of the hammer, which means you pick up a human being, detect their personalities, detect their level of skill on their personality, first of all. Then some secondary things you pick up, you mix that thing up, and you get a result of where that person belongs in the society. In the society that you have mapped out as well. I had to map things out, and I need to know where that person belongs to. So technically, I cannot just hammer an already existing person. I have to hammer every single new entry into YouTube universe, and try and even talk to them. Maybe I get to reach out and convince them that I am in fact YouTube CEO just out of my effort. Why people don't respect effort, you know? Because people think that YouTube CEO has the power to shut down your channel or something. Potentially yes, but who fucking cares? Okay, you just make a new one. So technically, YouTube CEO has no power whatsoever besides effort of influencing you to not create another channel, because fuck you piece of shit. That's the joke part, but honestly, it's a lot more influential than what we currently have. Just systematic approach of shutting someone down certainly does not work. Okay, people need to hear an opinion on their channel to be able to change their behavior, and they will change because they will naturally respect opinion. It's like we respect opinion on the internet. We just can't respect too many opinions all at once. So we don't want people to spit out opinions all over the place. That's not how it works. An opinion has to be very well established, very well crafted, put into a video. It doesn't matter how long, it just matters whether it's good or not, okay? Whether it's very well crafted opinion. So not everyone is allowed to make opinions and share them and influence YouTubers specifically, and that's why I should do it first, because I hold that great self-esteem, okay? And so the biggest show this year, going back, is that equality thing. I'm not sure exactly when I'm gonna start doing it and how, because I'm just stuck in the cake bakery, okay? I'm enjoying myself watching YouTube videos for the time being, whatever that might be. I might have to change some things out. I don't know though. I just don't know. So I'll just stress myself. I mean, whatever I'm doing right now, I'm accumulating things, I'm purifying things in this video. So I try and give you guys the best. Now, again, and my personality, again, does not focus on purifying, so I'm not giving you a 10-minute video of every single thing that I'm gonna be doing and promising you guys, because this stuff is unstable. I allow myself to be big, okay? I allow myself to be fat in terms of ego and not in terms of promises or some kind of delivery. That's kind of lame. But yeah, there's a lot. So I just try and be a good person instead of continuing explaining this simple thing. Honestly, it's pretty simple. Now, okay, most people are trash because they choose trash over respect. For people to handle respect is quite difficult because they don't respect themselves. So when you present either trash or respect, you know, if a person does not respect themselves, they can't pick up respect at all. It's just something that slips through their fingers. So they're probably going to pick up any pickable item and throw it back at you if they don't like it. That's what's going to happen. So from my perspective, most people are trash, because I might even twist a little bit more of how respect looks like and how trash looks like, and they pick up something that looks better maybe to them, more easy to pick up or whatever, and they immediately dislike it as well, and they get tricked. But it's a natural process to me, so that's the way that I see people. You know, lower consciousness people are trash. I just can't use them myself, and I must get a lot of hatred, and hatred is gonna help you, not me, become better. Okay, you just have to figure out how to do it. Just disliking my video, not an impact, not a change at all in your life, in nobody's life. You might just be damaging everyone, you know, by doing something that doesn't have much impact. Like, normally people come and just like a video that they have watched, they survived, they have taken into their hearts, and they just want to let you know that they have done it. If someone finds a huge problem and they deliver it to me, they told me what the problem is, and they're still not satisfied after I explained why that problem may or may not be fixed, then you can dislike my video. Otherwise, you just trash. You just keep on trashing the same fucking bullshit. I disabled comments. I don't want trash. Okay? That's what I would normally get, and I can't interact with just generic people. Unlike PewDiePie, okay? PewDiePie can open his subreddit bullshit and suffer through this trash, okay, that he accumulates. And certainly, Reddit is trying to burn trash as best as it can, and it's going to reject most of your shit. And you will still feel like trash in the end, except I'm a person who will tell you and you will think like, oh, it's a good deal to just attack a person who immediately turned me into a trash. Well, I did it because I have so much self-esteem. You will not be able to break me, okay? Just because I fucking treat you like trash from the very beginning. Besides, you should be treated that way from the very beginning, just because you have to show effort and break through that wall. And then once you prove yourself, you get the rewards. You become happy again. You earned a relationship. These things supposed to start with you being trash, with you being small, and very hard to respect. But as long as you putting that effort in, you can't be defeated, you know? Despite you being trash. You just can't be defeated. So essentially you level up. Easy. So, keep moving. Boomers being serious, okay? Now stretching the spotlight is kind of interesting. I almost like live in darkness because I don't have subscribers at all. So I'm just gonna continue living in darkness. But I know what spotlight is, and I think right now the current spotlight only has enough. The size of the spotlight is just as big of my fucking toenail. It's small. It's not gonna be able to highlight anything that I am. So that's another reason why I don't have to show my face right now. Because the things that I'm talking about are already big enough. I don't have to act on it. I don't have to dress up for it. I don't have to make skits about it. I just have to say what I have accumulated because it's big enough, and people still have a hard time spotlighting me. So until I get the spotlight, I will not be satisfied with releasing better level of content, because I can't. Spotlight is something people need desperately in order to be able to stretch those boundaries. Right now, the first boundary that we have to stretch on YouTube is Spotlight itself. It's too small. We somehow have to stretch it out to be able to hold an entire person in a perspective. You know? It's like what Shane Dawson did with Jake Paul, but Jake Paul is garbage anyways. We have to be able to do it with every single person on YouTube. Just make a documentary on them. Just put them in a perfect spotlight. Now that is hard to do. Okay? That has never been done before. Again, you can do it with Jake Paul and it will still take 9 episodes. Okay? And it's gonna be tremendous nonetheless, despite Jake Paul being a shit person and not being able even to talk. You know? I forgot the power of talking anymore. I don't have that. Well, that was embarrassing. Oh, Shane Dawson, you raped someone at that time. I'm just not sure what his name is. Probably Logan Paul, though. Because Jake Paul doesn't feel rape, okay? He just is embodiment of rape. Little children, dude. Fuck me, man. Wear my merch, little children. It will suck your soul out. Yeah, dab on those haters, am I right? Oh no. Oh no. I'm stuck with Professor X again. Professor X. The funniest meme ever, dude. Can't be that. One more aspect to oh yeah. So okay, we're stretching the spotlight. We get that documentary for every YouTuber, and it comes from the idea that we're kind of growing, maturing this platform. That's pretty simple, right? And some of us are being called boomers, or we're too serious about certain things, or not serious enough. Sometimes an old person is gonna do some stupid shit and still gonna be called a boomer. Shut the fuck up, boomer. You're not supposed to be in this conversation. This is for children, you know. Like, it's an interesting meme. I'm a little bit offended. I like being serious, and it doesn't tie in with stretching the spotlight at all. It just somehow got into that position because I understand that things are maturing, and there will be boomers now. People who will take the blame for the explosion of population. We're gonna call people boomers for that. I don't know. It's just a stupid meme, honestly. I don't like you and your stupid technology. That type of stuff. And that's a boomer, but I don't know what else to say. It's like simps as well. As much as where is it? Simp versus boomer. I put this into perspective, and I don't know. I don't know if this matters at all. I don't know if any meme matters. It's nice to look at for a certain period of time, but like, does a simp matter? Well, what is a simp? It's just someone who sucks up to women. Okay. What does the boomer mean? Well, it sucks up to old school. Simple and very similar. Just suckers, basically. Kind of losers. Kind of. But it's their thing, you know? And after being called a certain name, maybe just identify them. Congratulations, okay? Are you insecure about that identity that you just found? If someone likes being a simp, go right ahead. I just don't like women being treated like royalty. I don't like that. I have my entire team made out of girls. I don't like treating them like royalty. I like treating them as pets to begin with, to offend everyone, and then more like equals, like superheroes, okay? But superheroes don't fucking need payment. They don't need nothing. They don't need me sucking up to them or making them feel good. They can fucking do their own shit. That's why I treat them like pets first and then superheroes later. Because turning from a pet into a human being, that's a superhero move already. Okay? And then impressing me of what kind of human you became. Wow. Being beautiful. Okay, I'll take that. So, and then you start mixing those things up. And just exploring whatever. I'm not simping to anyone. I'm just stating my effect. I will not pay. Sims strictly are the ones who pay, and boomers are the ones who shit out babies. Strict meme, by the way. Very strict. So yeah, you've seen much worse examples where like a girl demands something and the guy just buys it regardless of how expensive it is. Do you know? You could have just had a slave, a prostitute, anything. Buy a lot of porn. Order people to serve you infinite amount of womanly pleasure, okay? Instead, you chose to suck up to a girl. That's why we hate Sims, you know? You have this whole world open to you. Service of any kind. And you choose to fucking buy a girl something that's expensive. Shame on you, dude. That's fucking stupid. And the boomer is like, well, you have this whole life ahead of you. You set yourself up and you shit out a baby, and now it's gonna cry. And what you gonna do about it? Now you're legally liable for that baby's well-being. I'm sorry about that. Congratulations. You nailed it. So that's what a boomer is to me. It's not just an old person. It's an old person that has too many responsibilities all of a sudden. Even just owning a dog can turn you into a boomer. Instead of calling someone a cat later, you can just call them a boomer. Congratulations. So here you go. Introduction to world of memes being weaponized. strategically. Okay, easy. Okay, let's keep moving. So here's an aspect that's very interesting. We're progressing in technology, but we are still as a society. We might have access to our smartphones and internet from our pockets now, but that doesn't mean that the environment that we live in is suitable for living anymore. You know, there is no escape. You have to be locally vigilant and kind to people. Locally. You have to. I'm sorry about that. Congratulations, dude. So, yeah, it's just a huge learning curve. You wake up one day, no internet, no electricity, you're dead. Okay? You have to live that life a little bit and see what happens. See if you locally can still survive, at least within your sanity. Okay? Just stretch those sanity bounds in your local school. I mean, you have to. You have to date someone. Just for the sake of trying to date. It's not a date if you don't kiss. Okay? So don't worry about it. You're just being friends. Until you get physical and you can't control yourselves anymore. But try to control that urge. Just because if you don't have a date, when you intend to have a date, you're still stretching yourself locally. You're still learning what society is by staying a little bit outside of it. Because if you enter the society, it can be a trap. You know, it might be just a fake society. We have very, very stale state of society right now. So societies are deteriorating, turning into shitholes. Congratulations. We have to worry about this a lot more than you think right now. Okay? The people around you matter, and try as best as you can to stretch those limits and bump into them in some magical ways. I did that. I'm fucking scared shitless. I was traumatized just by stopping in the middle of the street, and another person also stops. And she was cute, and I said nothing to her, and I'm like, I'm traumatized now. Someone said, I love you, as a joke. Someone gave me a high five as a joke. Again, a cute girl. And I'm like, now I'm traumatized forever. I didn't take advantage of that. It's fucking stupid, dude. You just gave me something fucking magical. And you have to fucking appreciate that and give it to other people too, somehow. Some weird ways, okay? Maybe not directly. If you're an introvert, you can't do it. But you can still, like, do something stupid enough where it happens, you know? The interaction happens, and you can at least traumatize another person just because you were traumatized. You can come up with some stupid shit. This is now like a mental illness game. You have to pretend that one day you don't have access to internet at all, or technology disappears, and you have to figure out how to stretch yourself in your local square and appreciate your family, your friends, all that shit. You have to cycle through them just to make sure it is stable now. It stabilizes. We're progressing through technology, but we're not progressing as a society, and now we might lose this fight. We might lose it. What we're not upgrading constantly. What we're not worrying about. I hide myself. I'm traumatized. Give me CEO of YouTube. I want to fucking hide myself. Just someone high-fiving me. Yes, that's enough to kill me from inside because I never had a girlfriend. I'm sorry about that. Okay, touching someone else's hand like, okay? Not because of germs, not because of nothing. It's just very memorable, okay? It's just too memorable. It's insane. You're very likely to be born with bad parents. Because a lot of people are boomers. So I just immediately put this, simp versus boomer shit. And, is that it? Are we done yet? There's another interesting little thing. Dreams are potentially just a free from stress simulation for your brain. Right? So you go to bed to rest after you collect all this stuff and you've done all this stuff, and your body needs rest naturally, but mostly your heart needs rest. Your heart needs to organize all the stress together, piece it up. Most importantly, it already set up and bought time, so your body is naturally tired after a certain amount of time. It becomes a routine, basically. So that's important. But dreams, your brain does not rest ever, because it doesn't really have to. Your brain is a lot of things. A heart is one thing, but brain is like millions and millions of things. So it will constantly light up and give you images of the least stressful things you can get. You think nightmares are stressful? No, they just kind of captivate your attention, so you just sleep tighter, okay? You don't run away from a nightmare. Unless it triggers something unexpected in your brain, and then it does turn into something too interesting, and then you wake up and you're like, wow, this is crazy, right? And it can happen, but most of the time you can even predict your own future because you dream about something that does not have stress, meaning that it might easily occur in reality. If something does not if you have no stress about that thing, you allow it to happen technically, just like everyone else might allow it to happen because they didn't put stress into you about that thing either. So yeah, dreams can be very meaningful in that sense. I'm realizing like how cool stress is as a concept, and that dreams, yeah, they're powerful. That's cool. And that you just rested and let yourself explore leftover thoughts or the things that you collected throughout the day, like all this stuff. Pretty cool. Naps, however, may not be able to push you into that position where you're even resting. For some reason, again, science says, oh, you need REM sleep. I think you need long-term sleep somehow. Naps just can't do it, for me at least. And naps are specifically 2 hours long. Literally just 2 hour long. You can't escape that somehow. If someone bothers you, someone enters your room while you sleep, your sleep can get messed up and turn into a nap. That's kind of interesting. Like, the dynamics are so cool. I need to learn more. Most importantly, I still don't know how lucid dreaming works naturally. You can force it out, of course. You can train your brain to wish for lucid dreaming. It just doesn't mean that you need it as much as you think you do. You can lucid dream by playing a fucking cool game and like enjoy just as much that sort of reality, or just watch porn. Like, what are you talking about? You can lucid dream doing real life stuff. So lucid dreaming, when you're not doing it, trying to imagine real life scenarios in your brain, that's a little bit trickier, because my brain at least, it tricks me into thinking that these people are real, because I know personalities so well. The people that I'm interacting are super real, and they're gonna do the things that they would normally do. So it's scary, okay? And most importantly, remember, it's low stress situation, so those people are naturally very real just because. Okay, sometimes I can be like, oh shit, I really admire this person, I'm gonna grab their hand and just drag them with me. I need them in my life, basically. And I did it with Ariana Grande, okay? And Monica. 2 people. Ever. No one else. So, I hope it comes true, okay? I really do. I still want to see, like, my high school crush, first crush, and the biggest crush, which is Ari, okay? Especially now that it's her year, Maybe something cool will happen. Please release some cool single. Please work. Stupid little shit. You stupid little shit pet. Looking good. Has a nice career. A lot of things to explore still. I haven't finished Sam and Cat. I did finish Victorious. And that's, I think, where her career ends, pretty much. Afterwards, she just does music. And I definitely explored most of that. But, you know, you never truly explore someone's music. It's a never-ending fucking adventure. It's like a roguelike. It's like Skyrim, okay? It's not easy to explore music. Because you have to get in tune with exactly what they were thinking when they were writing or singing or liking the things that they put together in the first place. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to explore. Or whatever. We'll get through this. I was exploring what does it mean to be invalid for society. You would naturally get support if you're invalid. Like, I can't physically work anymore. I mean, I'm too obsessed with other things, and it could turn me into invalid person. Most interestingly, invalid is something that we use as Lithuanians to determine when someone is like psychically broken or just mentally ill, mentally unstable. That's what we call invalid, okay? In our language, directly. So, and they get support from the government. I want support from the government. My mom gets it. I want it too. I don't want to. I mean, this is nice. You just sit at home. You become a nice person. You support society a little better. There's certainly certain qualities that you have to acquire in order to get that support. But like this would be amazing. Okay. And I'm certainly not fit for society. I'm not inside society. I'm not happy. I'm so totally lonely that alone should qualify me for being invalid for society. Because nobody's trying to put me into society. Nobody's grabbing my arm. At least in their dreams. I don't know. Do you just have to look good in order to be found in the first place? Are you kidding me? Do I have to sing and unleash my talents to my best abilities? I literally do the opposite of what Ariana Grande is doing, okay? I'm talking more and doing those other two talents a lot less, which is looking good and singing. Like, I have it, maybe, okay? I can probably look good if I wanted to. I can probably sing good to the audience if I wanted to. I can sing to myself anytime, but that's a whole nother thing, okay? So I have those two things under my radar. I can use it as a weapon to get attention, but I never wanted it. I wanted natural attention, and I failed as a human being to integrate myself into society. Please send help. You know? Oh no, but you should have done. You should have stretched all your limits to the best of your abilities. Cool. Very funny. Yeah. Very funny, okay? Without help, without support, I got support from my classmates. They clapped after I sang my introductory thing, basically. Oh, he's actually pretty good, type of reaction from my classmates. That's nice, but it doesn't change anything. They didn't push me to be better, follow my dreams. None of that was encouraged. So it kind of just shows that society was never a thing. Society is just something extroverts want to believe exists, and introverts hope that it doesn't exist, because it's the scariest thing. So in both sides, you just hope, but it doesn't actually happen unless someone really just grabs your fucking hand and you have to go to school. That's how badly they would want to create a society. Because school is like a forced society, okay? But imagine a naturally created school that everyone is still kind of mandatory of going through. Everyone feels social pressure to get there. That would be a nice thing. Now, this is literally how I felt. It's like, well, tomorrow it might be a special day just because I feel like it. Just because today, after getting a nap, naps are just most magical thing after you wake up. You still have the same mindset. Your mind is not erased completely. I think what happens is the emotional baggage gets reset every day. You wake up, something gets reset completely. So when you have a nap, it doesn't happen. But then you still have to sleep. Okay? A nap is not gonna defeat that thing from happening. Especially if you like trying not to sleep and you just want to have naps. I don't think you still can go through like 7 days just doing that. Yeah, I mean, going one step backwards is so pathetic. Society doesn't exist, at least in my location, at all. I don't even know what it is, so to me, Lithuanians are kind of waiting, sitting on it, but doesn't have anything. I mean, compared to American culture, like, they definitely have something going on. Something. I mean, for fuck's sake, they don't treat school the same way. There are ways to skip grades even. That's crazy. Just through effort. And then you learn something new. And there's definitely more sexual tension that also kind of helps, I would say, build a society. And they're just, well, wealthier. And they have more opportunities. And they're more well established. That's it. That's all you need for society. If you're not happy, it falls apart really quickly. It just falls apart. If I was happy as an introvert, I would just start grabbing people and paying them. And that's the easiest way to attract them first into society. It's like, well, I'm gonna pay you. School promises the same exact thing. It's like, well, you go through school, you're gonna get paid. Yeah, cool. Very funny. Very fucking funny. The funniest scam ever, dude. I got traumatized beyond belief, knowing that everyone else got traumatized too, while they went through the same process, and might even went deeper into it. It's like, well, I still have to finish school, so I'll go to college now. Funny, dude. So fucking funny. I learned English, that's all I needed, dude. English and self-esteem. Some teachers gave me that lesson. So I'll take it. Okay. So yeah, wedding's day. Am I preparing for something? What the fuck is this shit? It's a nice meme, I hope. Give me a break. I'm not angry, I know I had a nap and I was overly positive. So I had good feelings, but I couldn't control myself to not put this fucking shit down that means nothing. Alright. Half of the video is finished. I'll sit back now and enjoy the rest of my day and come back to finish the rest. Finally, my computer will not shut down just naturally. Wow, that was the scariest thing ever, dude. Wow. I'm glad it's sorted out. We can continue life. As I'll be baking cakes, so the highest result, the first one that worked out properly, because the cake is now different from what it used to be when I first fought Smosh. I think I might even restart the entire event, essentially, but I might not want to do that at all anymore. I might just want to back off. And honestly, let's do it right now. Just back off. It's too much pressure. I'm not gonna reach it anyways, first of all. Despite of how stressed out I might be. Just gonna feed it back. Oh shit, where is it? Oh, no, not update. So yeah, I was just gonna draw. Fuck. What's the word, dude? Just pick Ari back up and back into my team. Fuck it. Retreat. Let's put it that way. We have like 1400 or something. That's crazy. 1500. Actually, it's quite a lot. 1500 versus 26, 27. 26 and a half. So we need like 1100 to beat them. Does that do anything? Does that give us equality all of a sudden? See? I want to retreat just because our goals have changed significantly. I want equality, so I'm sorry, guys. I'm moving out. So -8 and plus 800. That's the total that R takes home. That's it. She's no longer claiming to be a leader. I'm sorry, guys. She takes home, and that is 3 points. You could see that it's merely 3 points. All this just merely 3 points. And I'll just take that 15 to myself. 39, okay. And 1500 gets added here. I'll recalculate this real quick to double check what are we dealing with here. If it pushed forward, because it was awfully close, but now I just don't care. We're just gonna be winning this whole time, especially with this upgraded system. It feels like I can burn anyone that I don't like anyways. Wow, okay, so we're 2000 points ahead. They're still kind of tailing us in a percentage sense, because if it becomes 1000 this whole time, and it's like I have 100000 and they have 100,000, that's just 1% difference now, and we should be on our toes still, trying to control the rest of the world. Very funny. Yeah, while we establish equality here, we certainly want to just hug the entire thing, okay? That's our main goal. Just hug it up. Still be better than them, but barely better. Not too better. Okay, so we'll figure that out. And so we're gonna slowly inch into this event where I establish equality and I figure out what their weaknesses are, how to supplement their weaknesses, how to embrace every aspect that I found so far that they have, or every new YouTuber that might not have been explored yet to fullest extent, because I found like 3 people that I could add for Smosh. It's a great experience to try and attack a team, but it never went anywhere, so we're just gonna change our minds and do something much more satisfying. Try and achieve equality. Try and achieve a perfect perspective of what would it be if they're equal. How would they look like? You know, if I equalize everything, it's almost like a cake. You know, it's equal surface, a height, whatever. Everyone gets the same piece of the cake. It's just whatever you do with it from now on, as the next season comes on, that's what's gonna matter. That's where a completely next level game begins. So Now I just go rest. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit, dude. I've reached a level of insanity because I realized one simple thing. Mr. Pyro. Also, this is 2 hours ago. Also, he has a Vivo channel, of all things. Vivo. What the fuck does that mean? Is he being cynical again? I don't get it. Well, let me put this thing in perspective real quick, okay? First of all, this guy is below YouTube 1000, but it's probably around YouTube 10,000. I'll just quickly check. Top YouTube. I kind of not 150, I want 5,000. Let's do that. Because they have a specific category. 5,000. So how far are we gonna go? He's reviewing a Netflix show, which is technically just a movie, okay? Oh, I found a cool movie. Where there are 333 floors, and pairs of 2 people are placed in each of them, and somehow they get shuffled around as well every 2 weeks or something, which immediately doesn't make any sense. Immediately you shut down the movie and like, wait, what? How the fuck does that happen? And they play a simple game. Food gets lowered across all the levels, and you hope to get some food. So you hope to not be in level below 100 or something, where no food is left. And this guy is like, oh, let me talk about capitalism this whole time, and how people are categorized in rich and poor. And let's see how much insight I can fucking squeeze by taking something and eating it and treating it as the best show. When it immediately crashes. It has things to think about. It doesn't mean that it's tasty in any way. Let's see how low this guy is in the first place. Did PewDiePie disappeared? What happened here? Is these music channels? Sorted by SB rank. Oh, shut the fuck up about your SB rank. What the fuck? I want subs, not dubs. I thought it was a good idea to start off like this. Anyways, let's see how deep the rabbit hole goes, or whatever I just said. Pyro is down 2,600. Somewhere here. It's a very similar situation if you want to compare something like this. Why not compare subscription model? On the very top of YouTube, you get food constantly lowered, and everyone gets subscribers until you reach that very bottom level where nobody cares about anybody, and they start murdering each other for subscribers. Is that how it works? The greed ensues, and we can play this game here too. See, I don't like scary movies because they break very easily and they'll leave me with nothing but gore, basically. So let's see how Pyro. Oh, I don't know how to type cynical yet. D minus. Some people really don't like him right now, and he's kind of falling. A very, very bad thing to consume, basically, because it makes you heavy with burden of thought, despite trying to run away from thought in the first place, which is what cynicism is a way to run away from thoughts. Fire and cynicism comes hand in hand to destroy reality that you don't want to attach to anymore. Fire personalities are scary to me, okay? I don't know how they operate in positive terms yet. Maybe Taylor Swift can help me out here. But kind of triggered here, so let's keep going. There's literally nothing else to talk about. It doesn't mean that anything resolved. Just it showed the rules, it showed how it plays out, and the game ends basically. Right? You don't get to pick a side, play the game, see where it goes. None of that thing. It just introduces an idea where it could progress forward as long as you apply this idea. So similarly, how I'm trying desperately to apply it here, and see a similar pattern. Obviously, it's more complicated than that because the hierarchy was never established in the first place. So nobody's lowering food here for people to scavenge. Also, PewDiePie also has a D- ranking, which you can interpret in any way you want. At this point, it's just kind of awkward that high ranked plays have such a shitty grade, and I said ranking, it's actually a grade. Let's just use their definition. Or you can say rating, I would say. Yeah. It's definitely annoying. You can definitely spin this new amazing game and see who gets anything. But like, who cares? Even here it wouldn't work. So now you pick up a show. It's simple. I already explained the rules. Food goes down, and there's a certain level where, yeah, there was an optimist introduced, and that's the one that can give you a perspective of like, well, we're in stressful situation as long as everyone worked together. No, that's exactly how Black Lives Matter affected me as well. You work for yourself now in a stressful situation, and you better do a good fucking job, because a lot of people will resolve to violence, which is not an answer by far. Okay? By far. You have to try and try again until violence actually is justifiable at all. And even then, at that level, once you reach that level, you're so stressed out you might just die anyways. You might just faint and die and never wake up. You might go into a coma. It's like, you have no idea how long it takes to get to violence in actuality. The way that reality is fucking structured. Yeah, someone can just fucking sprint, jump, kick, and stab me in the back. I hope that happens any second now. Yeah, it didn't happen. It's fucking crazy. But this is how this whole game is gonna make you feel. Now he's under my radar. Cool, right? Pyrocynical. Now I'm like, okay. Is this gonna be the first burning channel. He's providing the material that he wants to burn. We'll see. I kind of... Now I'm curious. What do we do with this? Because this provides a completely different story. A story of interests. Peculiar interests, I would say. So... him taking a shot at Lily Pons. Interesting. That's... As I go deeper, I didn't even have to go very far. I think he's gonna miss this shot. I don't think Lily Pons did anything wrong. So, can we destroy a channel that has a D-? Technically, on my book, which is funny, on my book, PewDiePie does have D-. Just because he has a team doesn't mean it's a team. It's just something that strives to be a team, strives for survival, because it gets this immediate support. Let's see, from the hierarchy standpoint. And the hierarchy, see, that's the cool part. There is no escape from a hierarchy. If you're playing a game, you're playing a game. I would understand those would be the rules. That all you have to do is just survive all the way down, and you have the ability to escape. Not looking up, but looking down for a way to escape. Down into where people becoming more and more desperate, seeing as you, well, looking at you as food, essentially. But you're not gonna stay for long enough for them to realize who you are, for you to be identified. And every single fight that you win is going to make you stronger for the next level, and you're automatically prepared to get to the bottom level, regardless whether there is an escape system or not in the game that is created. There's always a logical system that you follow, essentially, and that is the most satisfying part. The ending is actually quite satisfying. I don't have to watch the movie because Pyro just fucking ripped it off and slapped it on his YouTube channel. So that's cool. Let's see what he does with Lily Pons now. But yeah, I love the logical solution here where, oh yeah, we just descend alongside with the food. But because we're gonna conflict with the food, it gets pretty interesting, I would say. It gets pretty conflicting with the food, and the weird part is, like, they shouldn't have tried too hard to protect the food. They should try just talk the way through. If they're pushed away, aside, they should be very careful, because 2 people have been descending all the way to the bottom, and protecting 1 piece of food specifically, which was supposed to be a message, but it was kind of a dumb message, okay? The real message is you escaping, okay? You seeking freedom is the real message that you can give. There's nothing else you can give. So it was really dumb, and they changed the message pretty much in the very end. Maybe in the end of realization, or a complete deception, but it's just now a play of symbolism, I would say, because they find a little girl. So you can watch this whole fucking hour and dissect it for yourself. It's pretty much a movie with commentary, but keep in mind that what you consume is gonna hurt you. So I guess I do owe Pyro a little bit of a respect in that sense. I might as well put him in PewDiePie's team, just because he seems like he needs help, and he's criticizing Lily Pons. That doesn't do anything. But Professor X sure wants to be close to Pyro right now, Because I think Lily Pons is gonna be swapped out with Alice Violet in terms of power. I mean, of influence. Power of influence. Alright, so here you go, Pyro. Enjoy your stay. God damn it, he tricks me and he's gonna review a movie instead. Not her latest emotional breakdown that I watched. Fuck, now I get a batch of new content. Okay, now I'm scared. Now we'll have too much respect for this guy. Fucking garbage. I don't know, I can't watch this because of course the movie's boring. He literally dug or is digging for shit just to criticize it, maybe. So it becomes cynicism because you're criticizing shit. Like, come on. I actually like Lele being put in this position, in a movie position where she has to act a little sweeter than usual. A little less outrageous and courageous, because if you write your own shit, you can do whatever you want. It's not. Sometimes she just provokes cringe, just by default, and her trying to keep it together, that's actually quite cool. Other than that, I don't care. It's not the worst thing I can possibly imagine, and I literally don't care. We're just getting now. We are getting an idea of what this is about. But can we just keep going? I don't want to keep going. Let's talk Liza Koshy, okay? Because, she's wind plus water. If you know what that means, she's my perfect taste, okay? It's a perfect taste. Especially because she's so sassy. If you know what that means, or if you don't, try opening your eyes real wide, putting your lips together real tight, and then your eyes not so wide anymore. Okay? Because your cheeks destroy it after you. Yeah. And then figure out what that attitude feels like. Okay? Where you're capable of throwing any puns at your disposal. I mean, you just have to watch her channel to figure it out. How to be ultra sassy and not give a fuck. Just like I can be ultra hateful and not give a fuck. That's wonderful news. Ultra sassy means like super confident, really not caring about other people's emotions. While I'm hateful, I don't care about other people's confidence. I will try and bring you down, regardless. I do care about other people's confidence, so I could bring them down. For me, confidence is a challenge. So, I love sassiness. I just take it as a taste. My personal taste. Now, she has the same personality as Rebecca Black, so she definitely can compete on the looks department. But she can get sassiness tuned up even more. So it's like, well, that's someone I want to crush with. Okay? Just so you know. I want to have a date. It's weird getting into this YouTube CEO thing where I'm like, now I'm the boss baby. I can think of any dream I want now. I can take any YouTube lady I want. That's how we do it now. I'm literally like missing one personality a fire personality left. In terms of what people right now I'm looking after, so I'm looking after Lele and Anna Canna. Okay, she's definitely water. She's definitely reminding me of Victoria Justice easily. Except she has to do her own career, and it's kind of interesting. YouTube ladies are just as single as YouTube guys. That's the first. I mean, we're literally pushing boundaries of society, so YouTube is still a form of positioning yourself where society can't touch this anymore. And you don't even understand what's going on. It's like, I can't find a guy that commits to this whole bullshit. Yeah, I get you, okay. Sorry guys, I'm gonna betray you. Cause I feel so fucking lazy right now. I don't think I'll be able to code for a long time, dude. So why not just pick up something that's super simple? It's gonna be so easy. It's just swipes. I hate system control so badly. If someone figures out how to actually turn Unity into an engine, that would be nice. An engine that has assets. That would be nice. You know, like, the craziest part is everything that's not supposed to be pay to win, basically, is pay to win on Unity. Unity is the worst pay to win game ever. And fuck that shit. Pay a lot of time to win, at very least. It's fucking worse than Hearthstone. No, it's so annoying. This is the way you learn how to code. Picking up apart other people's projects, especially if you have a specific idea that you want to, or a specific roadmap, a specific genre you know you're gonna build on top because you want to explore that idea a lot further, or it's just it's your taste. It helps with your taste. It's exactly what you want. I want simplicity, like with the match game, but I also want it because I will add so much complexity into the game. It almost feels unbearable to do it with anything else than a simple system like that I don't even have to worry about. Because again, I know how deep the rabbit hole goes and how much you can worry about all these little things. And even that is probably not good enough. Even this as a little project thingy is not good enough. Because like I still have to figure out how to program buttons. How am I gonna add them? How the scene is gonna look like, how it's gonna operate. All these things, just, it's never gonna work. Nothing is ever gonna work, dude. Until I start building an actual engine that works in everywhere, for every project ever. Okay? And that just gives me a headache. I can't move any forward. I need fucking help just to convey my idea in the first place. To be like, this is an important idea, you have to fucking listen. Because a lot of people are wasting time right now. They can copy Minecraft easily with all the skills that they can gather over the internet. But the real deal is not copying Minecraft, is making it free on Unity as an asset. That's the first big part. And the second big part is crafting this intricate engine for Unity, because Unity is still stripped naked, basically. Oh, you can patch code together into something beautiful. Well, the editor sucks. It's a lot better if you just use game as the editor and strip away everything else. I said this before, but like, holy shit. Unity sucks ass. I mean, nobody wants to code with writing down letters. Even that sucks. So if you can strip away as many redundant elements as possible, even console. Like, what the fuck is console has to do with anything? Give you errors? Why is there supposed to be errors in the first place? What's going on? Are we doing the same thing? Programming games as I thought we're gonna be doing? Minecraft does not have errors. When did Minecraft had errors? Like, if we truly being honest, Minecraft created the ideal framework for how games work and how game programming works. And somehow we just kind of missed that bullet. We just missed our hearts and minds. And it might be easy to miss, but like, holy shit, if you don't miss it, you get knocked out and can't get up anymore. And you look at this as a fucking ancient technology. This fucking shit, dude, that I have to deal with. Even though I got myself a free asset, I'm still not happy. I'm as mad as it gets. Because this free asset is gonna give me nothing. Just a headache. I mean, I can already feel it. I just wasted my time. But at least I can rant about it. It's like I'm not satisfied, and that's a big deal. Okay, if I'm not satisfied, nothing's gonna move forward. Are you kidding me? Let's figure this one out. Let's put into perspective. War, love. Hard work. Competition. Is there anything in between? Am I correct in terms of how I put this spectrum and what the spectrum is in the first place? Let's find out. Yeah. Pure love is on the other spectrum. I think in the middle you don't have love. You have something called romance. You can love a person and not define your love. So it's that fucking crazy. Love is so hard to define that you don't really love a person when you love a person. You just have good, lustful intentions. You're just interested. Have a person of interest. Okay? Person of interest. It's fucking crazy. Okay? This is money in interest. Meaning that you lose the person, but money is useful for both sides. So it gets a little bit more rational. Romance, however, the first word that comes to mind, that's in the middle. Let's leave it a little bit more. This is so I'll just leave it there. This is what's interest. It's a person in interest. So what would be the interest of war? Is it just purely violence? Obviously it's power, but what about the majority of people? What do they want when they join military or something? When they fight each other? What is their interest? It's quite fucking fascinating. There is no interest in war. and that's why we do it. War is the most irrational thing ever. Yeah, technically insecurity. That's your interest. You don't have personal interest. You just have insecurities. Okay, just like you love a person can mesmerize you, and you start loving them. It's also quite a negative thing, because this is the most common thing that's going to happen. The same way the war is riddled with insecurities and misunderstandings, just total lack of knowledge. And here love has total lack of self-control. Same goes for hard work. There's a lack of self-control in that sense. You still have to have control over your job and do a good job most of the time. That's a good thing. So it's a little bit closer. Same goes for competition. Competition does not have violence. Competition keeps your identity intact. So at least you're not insecure to the point you fucking sell yourself out for violence. That's cool. Yeah, there's plenty of political bullshit that you can tell me to justify either war or love. So, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it, dude. I want to hear the logical side of things, and eventually you figure out how to look from this perspective. It's very tough, actually. Even though it's like naturally built in us, within us, to understand these things just naturally. Okay, that's how knowledge works. That's why I build these structures, to understand the nature of my perspective, to be able to write it down, the entire perspective. It's crazy, because I have plenty of them. So everything has to be symmetric, everything has to be that makes sense and applicable, and destroy the noise. So you want to protect this perspective, whether it works or not, until it's fully finished and automatically integrates. Or not. Maybe it doesn't matter, but we still have to know about it. What doesn't matter, like shit. So competition, what is the interest of competition? The interest of competition now is authority. Interesting. It's kind of negative authority, but like money can be negative, so I guess it's fine. Not knowledge. It's just you don't even care. It doesn't even matter. Okay? You're literally in the middle. You know already what you're expecting in the middle, if you have reached it. If romance seems like a perfect fit, something that people want to have but can't fucking have for various reasons. And if romance is actually super positive, you have knowledge, okay? And think about what it is. Like, you're capable of approaching people, competing with people, and working hard with them at the same time. You're capable of doing both of these sides at the same time. Now, it might be interesting to see if there is another crossing of virtues somewhere. I hope there's no multiple crossings. I think war and love is like the ultimate opposites. It's as best as it gets, really. So here you go, interests. That on a spectrum. We need a name for the spectrum, though, because it feels a little blank. Between moral and love. No, what is this, dude? First of all, interest spectrum. because we define this value as interest. And these definitions are just things that we do to show our interest. Okay? It's kind of simple, actually. Now, besides it having the name, how are we supposed to use this spectrum in the first place? Because, again, people kind of potentially belong in those categories. And now you can actually start thinking of them as such. I guess it's almost like a tier list, hidden very carefully. You go from war to love to competition to hard work or something. Because hard work seems like it's one of those high tier things. War is tier 0, nothing. As I've said, there is no interest. Interest is literally death. Interest is all the insecurities that you have, that you're gonna fight physically without even knowing your enemy. You're just gonna do it. You know, you don't give a fuck anymore. Love is where you have a small amount of interest and you're trying to embrace that as much as possible, but you have small amount of it. Why are you trying to embrace something that you haven't mapped out and you're not efficient with it anymore? It's like embracing a fucking chair, dude. I love this chair. Let's fucking worship chairs. Or fans. Let's add a Niga Higa meme in there. And this is where a person cannot be creative. People are creative when they're competing against each other. It's pretty obvious. Okay? We're competing, we're clickbaiting, we're trying to get attention as best as we can, grab authority, all that shit. When I claim to be YouTube CEO, I don't claim to compete against the other YouTube CEO, okay? I destroy the other YouTube CEO. Just completely obliterate. Exodia obliterate. If I don't have Exodia in my hands, fuck my life, dude. Fuck that shit. I don't want to compete, okay? Because in the end, that's what's gonna happen. It's like, oh, so I don't win this game that I prepared for hundreds and hundreds of hours. Okay, let's try again. Because I'll just walk away real quick from this card game that we just played and continue collecting Exodia pieces outside of the game. Just strictly outside. You know, there's always a checkmate condition that does not involve competition. Because competition sets up a specific game that you can authorize upon. Okay? As like, once you win, you claim a little bit of self-esteem from everyone else. So technically you have no self-esteem. Yet again, you're kind of left with nothing valuable except other people's self-esteem. But that's there too. It doesn't sound very good. Whatever. Maybe potentially you can even swap these tiers sometimes. Maybe they can get ambiguous a little bit. Maybe sometimes war is a solution to people who are, well, just insane. I don't know. And then you honor the war heroes. But just, we don't know that shit. Right now, it just naturally seems like hard work is a lot higher on this list. But yeah, it can probably switch. I just can't define it, maybe this word properly, because love is like fucking what? What? Tier 1? Potentially tier 0? You fucking kidding me, dude? Indeed. Indeed I am, dude. It's like lava. Just rearranged letters. Maybe A can be any letter anyways. Who knows? It's like something that completely destroys you because you believe in it for no good reason. Because it's so difficult to define. It's impossible to define a human being inside lava anymore, okay? It's probably dead. Same goes for the heart within love. Oh, you fell in love. Why fell? What the fuck? Just fall and crash into spikes and die? I guess die in love should be a word. Should be a phrase. So far in my life, I haven't come across the definition of love. We never really needed. I never really needed one. I appreciate it, you know. But now, what? How would I react to a person saying "I love you"? It's like, well, positively, because the same way that interest spectrum works, you can use it, apply it on a single relationship. It doesn't have to be an entire person. It can be just a single relationship. It's like someone showing you interest. But that's why we have love that is continuously destructive, because saying "I love you" is like going from 0 to 100 miles per hour in 1 fucking second and in 3 words. Are you kidding me? And people treat it as the highest interest in the universe. No, it's not. Okay? No. It's just some kind of insecurity to destroy, okay? Because we started with insecurities, then we destroy them. We hold something dear, but we have to continue. Okay, we have to compete our love with everyone else's love. Your person that you said "I love you" is competing with so many people for the same thing. They might even be cheating on you straight away. They might not even know that. So we have to keep going tier up, until we fix all the problems. Tier 3. This is the only time and only time when money comes to play. Meaning that everyone else get 0. Nothing. They should get survival goods, at least. Because everyone else is just a dying piece of mess, okay? Anyone else who are working hard in these categories are slaves. And we just love the system to think that everyone has to have a job, instead of self-reflect and have a job for very tiny periods in their life when they feel productive. That's the time. You feel productive, you will not be able to do work anyways. You will only be able to observe. Think of what work actually means. Building robots. That's it. There's no other work. Build robots. Can you build robots? Or am I supposed to laugh at you right now? You know, like that sort of stuff. Can you build robots that will print you money? That you will own? Can you do that? You can't. Most of the people can't. What the fuck are they doing now, okay? What the fuck is happening? Where are they working? What is happening right now? Why are robots not being built? Why am I not being employed as a programmer for fucking tiny robots right now? As like a plea for help. Please help us because this is amazing, right? If this is not happening, we're living under the greatest fucking war of all time, because like we're mixing shit up. We're treating people with high respect who just simply work hard, who are capable of doing that, and stealing that respect at the same time. They don't just get money, they get respect. They are technically a tier 4, technically in like this like wind condition that is very, very active right now, depending on the clock. If there's a 4, but I don't know. It feels like that, right? It feels like this is hijacked right now. Money itself is hijacked. So we have to fucking hammer it down with knowledge, straight up. There's nothing else you can do anymore. You wanna You want to fix society now? Let me repeat what is going on then, if you haven't figured out what I just said. Everything is going to be replaced by automation inevitably. We have to praise that, because what is being replaced is hard work. Hard work will never be replaced, by the way, because people will still have to hard work to understand automation in the first place. But they're not doing it. Education is not doing it. Nobody's doing it anymore. Because what automation is beyond engineering, is beyond programming, and beyond other profession as well that it's trying to replace. It's all these things combined. And it's as scary as it gets, because we don't even put morality into those machines. We put nothing. We just make sure that we can add a person in between to overwatch the machine, and that's it. And and they get paid sometimes. It gets crazy, okay? Things get so fucking crazy. The rich between poor lifeline is getting even worse right now. The only thing that helps is that kind of wealth is distributed by force, by forcing people to work hard. So the same thing that I attack is kind of what people praise right now. But you have to understand that you respect yourself being able to get a job and not other people working hard and earning money. You should not respect that. You should not believe that that's a default. Okay? Money in general is supposed to give you financial freedom to buy anything. Why should anyone else have that freedom? It makes absolutely no sense, especially in military. It's the best perspective, right? You have no freedom whatsoever because of your insecurities. You have very little freedom when you're in love, because you have to secure an entire person of interest. Okay? You have to somehow secure it, one way or the other. Okay? If someone mesmerized you and they have huge distance against you, it's a huge distance relationship. Like, let's say I'm in love with Ariana Grande. What the fuck am I supposed to do, right? I'm not supposed to treat it as love, first of all. I'm supposed to treat it as a serious interest in someone. And whatever they do, they just define themselves, but they are not capable of mesmerizing me. They're capable of making me interested, and that's what Spectrum is about. It's just, as long as you are interested, it doesn't mean anything. It just means that, well, you're gonna pursue it. But the worst, depending on how badly you pursue things, depending on how stressed out you are, how lustful you are to pursue these things, this is where you're gonna fall flat or deep in darkness. Okay, it's all about pursuing an interest. That's what's gonna turn you to evil. All right, so yeah, I kind of lost the train, but we need to jump to the final tier, basically. Just think about hard work a little bit more, because I don't have it. Oh wait, I do. It's just the interest of money does not give me money. I have an interest. A little bit. I can't hold on to this interest, honestly. It's not easy. It's like, what am I going to use money for? Well, for my future. And if I don't have it, I actually have a pure interest on money. If you have too much money, you might lose that interest. And hard work, again, turns into disaster. You have to keep your interest of money and higher level of freedom financially, right? That's it. That's when you tear up. Being poor actually is pretty helpful. It helps you work hard. But rich people have enough knowledge of how to simulate hard work, so nobody wins. Okay? And they can, I don't know, they can spend all the money and be like, oh wait, what do I do now? I have to copycat someone working hard and earning that money. They have connections, they have everything, so they can just replicate anything they like. But they have to first find that interest in the first place. It's all pretty equalized, despite all the inequalities in life. This is why the greatest event is gonna be equalizing every single team on the map. Just forcing that equality in them. Forcing... What is the average interest rate of every team? And that's what I'm gonna keep it. Where I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna take the average interest, the amount of teams, and they have to pull together that average. Straight up. Maybe even like a minimum and maximum. I don't even know. Maybe something that feels a middle. I'm not exactly sure what is the best way to detect the middle point of something just yet. When you have a bunch of numbers scatter, how do you do that? I'm sure there's a formula. I'm not too interested though. Yeah. I think like, okay, you have a minimum and maximum and there's a bunch of numbers in between. And you pick those up and quickly scout through these numbers and see where it gravitates towards, which minimum or maximum. So yeah, that's how I would do it. Finally, romance. It's a fucking awkward word. It's good though. Awkward will make you think a lot faster. Because if you coded the word properly, and you know kind of what it means immediately. Like, romance is gonna smash the most powerful interest in the world, right? It does not include love, meaning that it's definitely not one-sided, right? It's one move on this board, another move on this board. There is no competition because you have the same amount of moves, and they usually have the same amount of impact. Romance is trying to like entangle knowledge together and start making it work in a higher level, basically. How the fuck do you reach this level? Because literally, I think, for how lonely I am, any person who can keep up with me is capable of romance. We don't care about gender at all. It can be an alien. It can be a fucking cat. Okay, if a cat can keep up with me, maybe I should have romance with the cat. Well, that's what it is. But a cat has to, in fact, keep up with me. Probably talking is something I quite appreciate right now. Being able to type on the keyboard is something I quite appreciate. So it would be very difficult to try and keep up, but maybe. See, romance happens if you have standards, and your standards lower and lower based on how much time you have. But you also have to keep up your standards up. And that special moment happens when you have huge standards for yourself. So at the same time, your huge standards are going to lower the standards that you want to meet people at, because you're capable of rising their standards anyways, their self-esteem. And see, see where they fail. You will use them basically as a vessel to understand where a romance could happen. They will never succeed in that. You know that because you have to raise their self-esteem. But sometimes magic happens, and you detect them to be exact match. But yeah, that's how you do it. You have to use people to detect other people. We have very limited connections to other people, so we kind of have to grab people just to detect what other people are around the area. Pokédex, yeah. You have to buy yourself a Pokédex, boys. If you're looking for a Pokemon for romance. I'm sorry. It's fucking expensive, okay? Even that first entry part, pick up a person for a date, potential date, because it's not a date if you don't kiss, it's just fucking garbage, okay? If you break the date, just, was that a date? It was an attempt? Sure. It has to end happily. Everything has to end happily if it wants to be defined as such, as a happy story. And we must have a happy ending then. Yeah, absolutely. Not something awkward. Not something ambiguous. It literally has to be a higher level of self-esteem for both sides. I mean, if someone helps you point to the right direction, they rise in self-esteem. If they can do that, however, if even that fails, holy shit, they failed. Okay, you raise their self-esteem and you can't fucking let them read themselves and figure out what... They can't even recommend you anything that feels like moving forward. You're literally talking to a rock. Congratulations. A rock Pokemon. Probably only worth to go to war. Because it would potentially become insecure. And will go to war, whether it's with itself or with other people. Like it's simple as that. You have to determine people's interest to be able to kind of get away from this bullshit. But that's another question. What the fuck do you do about it? How does that even work? This is how I treat it, I think. I treat it just progressively. I don't treat everyone with romance, because that is fucking insane. If I did that, if I was like flirting with a fucking piece of rock every single time it happens, holy shit, dude. I would lose sanity immediately. Because that's why I like Ariana Grande. It's like a real person. It's like but on the internet, okay? So it's tough to actually see the reality within that person, but that's the appeal, like you're trying to see between the gaps and what this person might be going through. How do you relate? You're trying to prepare yourself for romance, despite you might not having a fucking slimmer of chance or hope with that person, and that even makes it better, because like, fuck that shit. Maybe I don't need hope, dude. Maybe I just want to improve myself. Get the fuck out of my face now, if you think I can't do it. Because I'm already doing it. That's what it is. I'm already doing it, and I feel so much self-esteem that it might as well fucking happen anyways. Because, point a finger where society exists. I haven't entered society yet. That's the first thing I would fucking ask. Because, yeah, with the romance, you like the finger pointer magic, okay? I fucking have to add it, dude. Pointing. Uh-oh. Pointing, right, okay. Where's that knowledge? Where are those books at, dude? Where do you have them? Hiding some books, dude? I want society, not books. Get the fuck out of my face. No matter how fast your Lamborghini is and how fast your books are, how smart your books are, I guess. But it's still the same word I use, so whatever. You get the idea. Am I gonna find society, though? You know? Am I gonna be stuck in a mansion with all this wealth stolen from other people? Because that's what it is. If you become a meme, you steal from people through attention. It doesn't matter what you say, you get attention for it. For being crazy about it, you know? Like, crazy, flashy, naked, basically. Get yourself naked, get yourself like, oh, you want a piece of that ass, don't you? Then learn those 5 steps to how to become successful. 5 steps how to punch yourself in the face is what these people need who think they know how to handle money. But whatever. No, it's 5 steps how to invest in other people, how to do romance. You have resources now. This is where your freedom of resources have to start accumulating. And this is no joke. A lot of people think they fucking have it on lower levels. A lot of women are expecting dates to pay for them. What? Pay for food? You got a fucking life, dude. It's just love, dude. It's sense of worth. Sense. It's like I can draw you a picture, and usually it's just gonna be a little heart. That's what you get for love, dude. The reality. That's you face reality, guys. I didn't draw a heart when I first met someone I like. Okay, I drew a. I did hard work. I did hard work because I thought I was gonna get a resource back of just them being nice to me. Wow, that's a hard one to get. People being nice to you. So, whew, fucking stupid life. Whatever. So yeah, the pointer towards society, that would be nice. I didn't have it. But I start with every person. Every single person, I put them in the war zone. And see what they want to do. Are they insecure about me or not? If they're insecure, why the fuck should I spend time with a person who is insecure? They got nothing to offer. They're gonna tumble and fall the first time insecurity gets introduced. Yeah, you can build a fucking tower for them to climb, where they ignore the insecurity, and they turn into slave eventually. They reach hard work and they work hard for you to get your type of resource that you provide. Congratulations. But if that still makes you a bad person, then it's just, you know, if you're still at war with that person, secretly, at war with his insecurity, because that's what it is. If you're trying to hide his insecurity, you are at war with his insecurity. The moment they climb all the way to that tower, they will realize what it has been built for. They will own it. They will fucking kick you out, dude. It's just, that's how it works. That's why I'm kicking out the YouTube CEO. It's not even a question. It's like, I climb up the tower, there's just dust and nothing. It's mine now. It's fucking mine now. Because nobody knows what's on top of the tower. Everyone knows what tower seems to look like, or what it was defined as. But it can be all kinds of things until you climb to the top, until you explore every single section. Then you'll realize. Because even after everything has been hidden from you, you have a fucking tower. You can see everything now, okay? That's what the definition of tower is. You still give something to people that will widen their perspective to things. And so the moment they recognize, oh, we have been at war this whole time, they go back to war. And now you have to fight for the tower. And most of the time you're not going to do it because you build it for them. You know, you already gave it up. So why should you fight? It's a hard fight. Unless it's all a trap, then congratulations. I mean, wow. You just went one level lower and build it for competition's sake, I guess. You're just like, oh, I outcompeted you because you're trapped in this tower. So now they have to not own it but destroy it. I don't know, it's so many cool dynamics just out of these fucking 4 things. Always the same bullshit. And approved. Completely. What else do we have here? So I start at war with people. I hate people. They can say I'm a hater. But guess what? I'm at war. And while I hate people, I get nothing out of it. Okay? Please give me respect. Please at least be insecure about being insecure, okay? Like, for fuck's sake. If I'm at war with a lot of people, that is a red flag. Stabbed in your fucking face. Please take it out. Please. I mean, you look like a zombie, but like, can you take out that flag? Then it allows you to be mobile zombie. I'll give you some respect, you know. I'll throw you a piece of fucking cake. Not nutritious, but delicious. So, get the fuck out of my face. Because you don't have one. Well, there's a flag in that face. Oh my god, dude. It's an entire flag. Because a lot of people do that in order to represent their country. They stab themselves with a flag. It's like, I represent this country. I represent this country. I'm at war with myself. I'll cry now. I have so many insecurities, so I have to represent something that does not have insecurities. But myself, not included. So funny, dude. And you become a meme of war. So it's just easy to eat you, you know? It's like you just put yourself onto a table. Eat me, please. That's what you're saying, honestly. It's like, I am from this country, please eat me. Do I look delicious? You know, that sort of stuff. Because technically experience is also edible. You want to have an experience, you want to punch someone in the face and be like, wow, now I have it. Someone just gave it to me, you know? Gave it up. Gave it up and ran away. Okay. No, it's obviously a little bit more complicated than that. People are not just volunteering to get face planted into a wall after they disrespect you because, well, there's a little bit of security against war, which I'm not sure if that's a good idea. Not having war means we have war. We have viruses. It just doesn't... It means nothing, basically. Just, this is literally COVID right there. Yeah, it is too peaceful right now. The world is too fucking peaceful, so I'm at war. Very, very secretly. I'm farting in their face right now. Slowly farting. Because that's what happens. That's usually where all this COVID shit comes from. It's literally shit. It's literally feces. It's literally people farting from stress. Okay? That's what happens. That's what happens when you're stressed out. And you put into a cubicle and you cannot express your insecurities. You cannot go to war with people. I'm trying to do my best to fucking go onto an internet and punch people in the face. I'm scared that they don't have a face. But I don't have a punch either. So, I have to fucking imagine that simulation of war. And I have to become happy and become secure and release 3-hour videos and hope that people fucking watches it because, like, wow, I'm at war. And I need to display that to the best of my ability to finally be free from this nightmare. And maybe seek for higher level people. So, the moment they go across war, I love them, okay? Because literally, in the very beginning, I offer respect or trash. They pick up trash, they go to war. They pick up respect. Oh wait, that's the red pill, you know? You know, that's the red pill. That's where you make that choice. You want to be trash and wake up in a dumpster? Or do you want to wake up in the Matrix? Where you evaluate respect, apply respect, see new perspectives, meet new people. What do you want to do? You want to keep being trash? I'll get you to the nearest dumpster. Easy. And I'll treat you like trash. See, that's the choice that you have to make from the very, very, very beginning, not even reaching tier 0, because you have to be introduced to an insecurity from the very beginning. It's like, you have to be introduced to a choice. A choice, mind you, that is a word across everything. Every single time you go to next level, it's a choice that you have to make. Every single time, it is a choice. You have been given a body. Now, it's also full of choices. What do you use it for? Nothing? Congratulations, you win this game, I guess. I wish I could use body for nothing. You're my greatest authority now. I mean, yeah, now, after you gain respect, you have to prove that you are a respectful person, that you're a lovable person, and just introduce any little thing that is lovable in the first place. Anything! A lot of people come to my fucking Discord and they're like, oh, I don't know what YouTuber, honestly. I don't watch YouTube. I just play your game. I have nothing to offer. I don't have an identity. Okay, at least someone watched Matrix, so now they're Agent Bagel. Congratulations, you did it. You know, when you come here, you already taken the red pill. Congratulations. Now a respectable person, as long as you don't have a shit name of like, please eat me or something. Agent Bagel is like a bagel that's trying to hide. It's very edible, but it's you know, it's what it is, dude. Let's see if he has a different description all of a sudden. Mr. Agent Bagel. I mean, I don't know. View profile. Hyper Squad Bravery. What the fuck is... Oh, shit, I did not want to... No! What am I gonna do? I need to cancel the request. No. Let's not do that. Don't do that. I'm not your friend, buddy. Okay, where is it? It's beautiful. Spectracious. Very spectracious, man. And the worst thing is, like, the books are getting smarter and smarter. I'm writing a book by releasing 3-hour videos. Technically. You can compile it into a book and throw it into people's face. Book of Coronavirus. This is how I'm gonna call it, okay? 2020. Or just Book of 2020. I mean, people associate with 2020 now. Specifically that thing. That we're at war, but like, I wouldn't go to war, because I don't know what kind of weapons to use. We're kind of dismantled as people. Completely lost. That's cool. Because the government is like, I don't want to go to war anymore. It's kind of stupid anyways. Kind of makes me sad. That's how governments feel. You know, they have ultimate power to do whatever they want, but they feel like, it's a lot of work. So they're gonna do a different approach of how to do war. But, you know, I don't want to go to war, but my people kind of suck, so I'm just gonna start ripping away their wealth and their well-being. Can you put on a mask? Can you put on a hazmat suit? Can you hate on people a little harder? You know, it's gonna be just the domestic bullying by the government until Hunger Games is invented. You know, the government has its own little arena where they can satisfy their own needs. It's like they're watching esports, but that esports is like as real as it gets. Okay, you lose, man. You go down in your wealth and all these things. The government is gonna take you out. You have very low levels of competition, low level of self-esteem. You're not prepared for romance, aren't you? And they fucking kick you out. It's literally Caesar's time. You're put next to a bunch of lions, and you have to outcompete those fucking lions. There's ain't no difference, a man or a horse. Ain't no difference. You gotta beat them. Just beat it, you know, and yeah, constantly Michael Jackson is just gonna play the same song while you beating it. Beating a dead horse. Hopefully it's not dead. Don't kill people. So yeah, government is gonna come up with some kind of Hunger Games, I assure you. But right now, we're kind of playing Hunger Games with each other, until it's defined, and the government is like, oh, I'll pick that up for you. They keep collecting those definitions. Beautiful, okay? I can't wait until I put my dick into the government and see and ask, where is society? is it always like this? You put a finger into someone and you ask, you probe them, and during sex you ask, hey, but do you know where society is? And they just tell you, because this is how you get the most truthful news. Tube news. When you fucking Keemstar, you get tube news, motherfucker. Wow. You just get YouTubed, motherfucker. Tube noobed. Noob tubes, man. Damn, this is the best, dude. Knowledge from fucking Keemstar. Here you go. That's how you do it. That's the real knowledge. All 4 words, dude. Fucking from something. That's important. Knowledge comes from something. It's a sourceful word. And then you point it. So you use an emoji, use a direction, or a detection of source, something like that. Then you say what it is, and then you point a finger at the nearest asshole, okay, that you can put a finger into in the first place. The gravity of the finger, dude. Oh my god. I just got myself a dose of romance. This happens every time. I swear. I make memes. It's beautiful. Oh shit. I'm kind of overdosing right now. Can someone pass me the drugs? Because that's the only way that I can be sober now. The drugs is the only way to make me... Please. Okay, so... They reach love. Cool. Right, we're back to square one, because we fingered the government too much, a little bit too much. So you enter my vicinity, you pick the red pill, you show you have something that I can love, or you just show a picture of Ariana Grande, and I'm like, oh, interesting. I like this. Where did you get self-esteem to post that picture on my wall, asshole? I'm already getting ready with my finger. I already can smell an asshole, okay? Probe that finger, you know? Become a doctor. Prostate cancer. Everyone has prostate cancer. Every doctor needs to detect society every single time. That's what they need to do. So, whenever you meet a doctor, after waiting hours and hours to meet a doctor, ask him to check on your prostate cancer, because you might just be cancelled, you know. Pro-state cancel, you know. You'll be cancelled from the state of being within society, not being an incel or a simp or a boomer. All those things, or a thought. We have it. We have the 4 corners of the universe of meme corners. Don't be neither of those things. If you're a girl, you can still simp, okay? You can still be a simple fool. Okay, these are flexible definitions. This is gold, by the way. I'm digging gold. Finally, this one fucking emoji right here, emoji movie. Not a thumb. A point finger. A pointing index. Oh my god. Love. So we do that. Then competition comes. Okay, you present your love, and I say, can anyone post 2 pictures of Ariana Grande? And they do it, and they win. They winning the world's record right now, and they have my attention. Can someone post 3? And they do that. Can someone post a good picture that defeats all those three? So the challenge becomes extremely more difficult. Extremely more difficult. Just post a good picture now. Or a meme. Or a picture of a better celebrity than our... Whatever, you know? We can mix things up now. Because I'm so insecure of people not knowing what I'm asking for in the first place. And then keep progressing. You keep progressing until people fall apart and they can't keep up anymore. What happens when they can't keep up anymore and someone wins the competition? You employ them. Congratulations. You have been not randomly selected to be employed by our stupid little system. The resource you're gonna be getting is toilet paper from RuneScape. I'm gonna sell you toilet paper. Is that good enough? No? Toilet 1,000 per each toilet paper. It's good. Use it. You might need to wipe your shit. Pick something up and wipe it. You don't like it? Toilet paper. I think you'll take it. So yeah, you have toilet paper on RuneScape. This is my main currency right now. This is the one that looks very smart and delicious, okay? Because I'm playing RuneScape right now. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound very appealing to you, because I define money as toilet paper. But, you know, what I define romance, so... You know, it gets fucking insanity. But if you work very hard and appeal to my insanity, you're gonna get to this level, okay? We will just fall in love with each other for the last time, because love is garbage. No, we're just gonna fall into a completely different kind of hard work that you never thought you're gonna find. You're just gonna work hard, but you're gonna get nothing out of it. And it's like, what? And you're gonna go one step backwards and start accumulating more toilet paper, because like you're probably gonna need it for services as well. It's like, well, you can wipe your butt now. Can I get some food now? Thank you. Imagine the situation here. Because we detected, right, automatically, we're at war. What is the most valuable, precious resource? It's not going to be Hunger Games. It's literally going to be toilet paper games. I don't have toilet paper. Oh, you have to use a book. Oh no, that's a fucked up thing to do to another person. Steal all their toilet paper. Oh my god. And then you hide in little compartments. You open up compartment number 220. And you get that specifically exact number of pieces that you need for your butt. Oh wait, you just had diarrhea! What am I gonna do? You have to sit on the toilet forever now. It's the most beautiful fucking thing. I'll take this meme, okay? Money? More like toilet paper. Hey! Roll of... It doesn't even say toilet paper. It's a roll of paper. Wow, that should hurt my butt. A roll of paper. What? Whoa! It's the future. You have a roll of paper. Actual paper. It's not even toilet. It's not even soft. A roll of soft paper, maybe? I don't know. It's cool. I'm cool. We're playing this. Okay. No big deal. Beautiful. Alright. 3 hours out. I'm out. I did my work. Congratulations. You have been enlightened by not Jesus Christ. Forget about this guy. We're writing New Testament on toilet paper right now. That's what we're doing. We're writing it. This is the New Testament right here. We're gonna write it with our butts. Or not write it. And you're not gonna be a writer if you stop writing for a single day. I mean, holy shit. You don't have shit? Stop sleeping then. You have nothing to lose. If you don't sleep. Okay. Sleep till the nearest shit comes out. Like, there's so many rules you can fucking apply all of a sudden. It's the biggest meme ever. Also, this technically a Memestar eventually. But I can't wait. I can't wait to put a finger on it. You know? Where is your butthole? Let me see. Let me check that butthole. Have a lot of shit? Is your butthole shitty because you didn't wipe with proper toilet paper? You know, that sort of stuff is gonna be very well checked. I definitely don't wanna just put this entire thing into a perspective of like meme spectrum. But it's unavoidable. This is the end of the video, so I can't turn it around. If someone finds me in this condition right now, they probably can butt plug me with their fingers for free. Congratulations. You nailed it. I know I'm gonna out-dab the haters and outrun the police. So they're not gonna do it to me until the next video comes out and I clean up my name. So, congratulations. Here you go. I guess that is a wedding's day. I predicted it. Wednesday. Wedding's day now. We married our index finger. No, I'm not gonna do that, guys. No, that one was gross. I put an index finger in order to scoop out shit one day. That was the worst thing that ever happened in my life. The shit got stuck. Oh boy. I don't want to relive that in my memory. That's what's gonna happen every single time I put a finger into someone's butthole. I just remember that. They might just store up some shit. They might feel ill for that thing. Only porn stars available, I guess. They know how to clean that shit up. There's so many memes, but we'll have to clean this up, so point 16, whatever is pointing up has to be cleaned. Just saying. Bye, guys.